Alright guys, hadn't been too long since we talked. I guess we talked about a headlight here a while back. So, back again. We'll start off with a headlight. Anybody that wants that headlight, that is a Jeep JK headlight. It seems like the name of it is like MIC Tuning. It's available on Amazon. Hey, less than $100 guys. Less than $100. And it is bright and it is cool on its startup. Alright, so that's one of the most recent things. I've also done one more thing. A lot of you may remember those were red once upon a time. Well, they're now white. I may go back to red though, because let's shut this thing off. Y'all always say you never hear the bike run. You heard the bike run. You heard the bike. You heard the big air kick. You heard it all. Alright, so they were red. They worked a lot better as red. They actually worked as a signal and a running light. I'm actually having some trouble with this one. I got some feedback happening. I got so many turn signal lights that it's LED turn signal lights. It's actually sending a lot of feedback through here. I thought I could fix it, but I'm going to have to go pretty deep to fix it, and I don't want to go that deep right now. But y'all know I got crash bar turn signals. We got LED lights there. We got LEDs on the back. We'll get to them in a minute. Still sporting the 19-inch wheel. Got a new tire. Did a short recent. I had a bead leak. My tire guy kind of let my tire, he didn't know, but I did have a small leak. If you ever think you're losing air pressure, get you some dish detergents, put it in a bottle, spray it around the tire. What it's going to do is big old bubbles will start to show up and you'll find out where your leak is. Good for a valve stem too. But baby shampoo, I got the bead off and put some baby shampoo in the problem area, aired it back up, and it slid right into place. So I'm on a baby shampoo kick now, because it is slick. Baby shampoo is probably the slickest stuff in the world, and it worked very well for seating that tire. Let's keep going. Where are we at, guys? So we did that. Those are white. I can't get them to do the amber turn signal yet. I'll probably work on it again, or we're going to put the red back in, one of the two. Of course, we're still sporting the horns down there. I'll try to blow them before we get done. And this tire is brand new. We talked about that, but it's a Bridgestone H50 tire. Really like that Bridgestone. It's what I had on there before. I got my air pressure at about 45, and the bike is really it's riding better than it ever has. I typically had about 40 psi, but I jacked it up by about 5, and it's making a difference. It feels a lot better. Still sporting the Kuryakin switchblades. Still got the 8-inch subwoofer. That's a Polk in there. Sporting a 5-channel amp. Clarion 5-channel. Clarion 5-channel amp, doing about 60 by 4 and 200 by 1 at 4 ohms. If I drop it down to 2 ohms, I could squeeze about 75 by 4 and 300 by 1. Still got the GPS. Should click in right here. There it is. Agree, view map, blah blah blah, everything's on there. The Kenwood down there, still got it. That's an X705. We've talked about it before. This thing has got Alexa built in, and chances are at some point I'm probably going to pull that brand new stereo out. I'm going to put my JVC 560 BT back in. It's a JVC X560 BT, and the key with that is it's a marine, and it's got a 3-inch screen. It's got a block of a screen. Super easy to see in the daytime. The only reason I pulled it off, 2 reasons. The RCAs with the JVC are only 2 volt pre-out. It does have 3 sets, but they're 2 volts. That was one reason. The other reason was, at the time, Alexa. The Kenwood had Alexa built in. I needed my Alexa.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
She needs to shut off. But anyway, that worked out very well. So we'll probably go back to that. Still running the 6.5 JBL GTOs in the front. Still got the USB, anybody that wants to do that. Also got the voltmeter in. 2 switches over here for lights. Works out well. The GPS, just the way it looks up there, you know, it looks kind of factory. Dash pocket right here, that is a fat boy pocket. Real easy to put on the bike. You can hold a cell phone. Cell phone, sunglasses, you tell me what you want to put in there. That's what it is. This microphone is actually removable. It'll pop out. It's got a little holder there. So if you ever wanted to move it somewhere different, we've talked about that before. These pockets are actually off that same dash kit as what's up here. And they're just put on with some bolts and Velcro actually. 6.5 components on the rear, still JBL. I'm a JBL guy. I think JBL makes the best speakers on the market. I think JBL does. They are not marine speakers. This, because it's a polk, it is a marine speaker. JBL's not marine, don't worry about it. The Kenwood unit I've got, not marine. Kuriokin floorboards, I think these are discontinued. At least this part, you're not going to find that part. But that is for comfort for whoever's a passenger. They are retractables, so they will allow a passenger to really spread out. Stretch out, not spread out. That sounds a little bad, huh? Stretch out. Saddlebags, nothing really going on the sides. I did put these lights, LEDs, up here. I've disconnected them. It's just too much power, and it's really messing up, you know, my signals, because I've just got so many that I just had to take some back off. The rears, still sporting. There's a light there, and the chrome trim up under it. Kuriokin bar right here. That's a Kuriokin light bar. It's been discontinued for a while. You could get that thing dirt cheap, like $50 for the bar, and you had to buy the license plate separate. But it was worth it. It really adds a lot to the bike. These are tinted. They've got some tint on the outside that I did. And they've also got LEDs on the inside, so it's got a round outside look. I may make that profile picture, maybe just the rear of the bike, because we never really talk about that very much. Rack, of course, this is a Stealth. It's made for a Harley Davidson. The chrome stripping there, it doesn't come like that. It comes all black. But that is door trim. Probably 3/4 of an inch or so, I'm guessing, is what the width of that stuff is. And just cut, just stuck on. But, you know, from a distance, it really kind of adds something to the bike. I kind of like it. Cobras on the bottom. Those are 4-inch Cobras. That's back when there was really not a whole lot to choose from. We've come a long way. Air kit, Harley Davidson, of course. I'm saying a lot, aren't I? It is Harley Davidson, probably a Sportster. The only difference between this and the actual kit that a company will sell you that's made for this bike is that the back plate is what's different. So I had a company put me a back plate together. That's what this whole thing right here is. That is back plate all the way around here. And I did it that way because there's actually a silver box back here, and there's a silver gray box right in here. So by doing this, you actually cover both of those things up. It's not an eyesore. I painted my fins because they were starting to peel, and they're starting to peel again actually in some different spots. But this is just chrome stripping, and I am so surprised that it has lasted as long as it has. When I put it on there, I thought it would be off in a week because I thought the heat would kill it and it wouldn't stick. It's been on there for like a year or two. So did 3 strips on all of it. It adds a lot. I might actually do a bit more, just going down to try to cover up some of this bad spots. South Carolina state flag. I am in South Carolina. My seat, let's talk about my seat a second. Y'all know I got a custom seat done. It's only been on here for like a year and a half, 2 years. Man. Look. Look. Not good. And I can't exactly blame the guy that did the seat. I can, but I can't. Because you see right here, see how it's not tight? Like right here. I actually know that up here it wasn't exactly tight either. And I'm kind of thinking that might be wrinkles. Some of this where it was sticking up. And that's the reason it started to break apart. He told me he'd do the front seat again for me for like $250. Nah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it or if I'm just going to... I don't know. I got to figure it out. I mean, he didn't charge me a lot to do it to begin with. And the material, I guess, is really a lot to blame for what's going on there. His work appears to still be pretty good. I wish he would, you know, kind of just be able to patch it somehow rather than having to do a whole seat. But it is what it is. Mirrors. Let's talk mirrors. Kuryakin mirrors. The good thing with these Kuryakins is you can exchange these trim rings right here. So they make this in chrome, the whole mirror, or you can do it in black. They also, these trim rings, make it in black. They also make these in chrome. There may actually be other colors available. I'm not exactly sure. But this is the industrial, Kuryakin Industry, I think is like the name of it. They have things to match these. These switchblades down here, they actually have a peg that I've thought about buying for a long time. I just never did. But it's actually got that same rectangular match that would match the mirrors. And of course, if you had a Harley Davidson, they also make those floorboard covers that would match all three parts, and you'd have that industry square look. But of course, for a metric, we just don't sell enough metrics, y'all. I mean, or we sell enough metrics, we just have too many metrics. We've got a Yamaha metric, we've got a Honda metric, we've got a Kawasaki metric. And they make like 3 or 4 different styles, each one of them, so it becomes where it's not exactly financially smart to make something, you know, that you're only going to sell a little bit of. Whereas with Harley Davidson, they make a Street Glide, you know, and they sell millions and millions of a Street Glide, you know, or at least hundreds of thousands every year, all over the world. So it's one company making one style bike, and it works out pretty well. Fender trim, let's talk about that. This is a National Cycle. I did a video once, I couldn't think of what the name of it was, but that is National Cycle. So you get a front piece, chromed. It is metal, but it's kind of a pot metal. It's kind of fragile. And then you of course get the rear piece as well. And it adds a lot to the, especially with that front wheel. On a nice sunny day, that thing just shines. That Harley Davidson 19-inch. Anybody that wants to do a Harley Davidson 19-inch, there's not a lot to it. I would do mine different. Next time I do it, if I ever do it again, I'm just going to take the forks off, and I'm going to machine the forks. Because I'm pretty sure if I just machine the forks, what I could do is I could go on the internet. I could say, hey, I want a Harley Davidson Street Glide custom wheel. I want a chrome and black custom Street Glide wheel. And guess what? If I were to machine just this part, the leg, I could save hundreds of dollars by buying the Harley Davidson version instead of the Kawasaki Vaquero version. Because the truth is, you just have to move these rotors about 1/8 of an inch in, and a Harley Davidson wheel fits. Not a lot to it, and you got to change up your spacers. But it's not a lot of work. Guys, did we cover it all? I think we covered it all. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop. I'm going to make a second video of this as a startup, and it shouldn't be as long as this one. If there's something I missed that you're like, man, I wish you would have shown that, let me know. Bars. These are Sinister bars. That's what the name of them are. They're for a Harley Davidson, for a Street Glide. These are very cheap risers. I think these are about 40 bucks anymore for the risers. 3.5, I think, rise, something like that. 2.5 rise, 2-inch pullback. I think they're 4.5 total. But they're cheap. They're for a Harley, and the bars, of course, are for the Harley as well. So let's call this one done. Oxford heated grips. That's what this is. That's Oxford stuff. And if you ever wonder how in the world did he mount that, you know what? There's secrets to everything, and it doesn't always look the best on the backside. Things that look pretty on the outside, just like with people. Plastic surgery can fix anybody. Zip ties. That's what is actually basically doing this. There may be, that's strictly zip ties. Tire pressure monitoring system. Zip ties and a cut piece of plastic. That's a piece that I cut, that plastic right there. Drilled a couple of holes for zip ties, mounted the plastic to the TPMS, slammed it in place. It's not always pretty, but it's pretty appealing to the eye when you don't look too deep at it. And of course we got the tweeters in the seat. We didn't talk about that either. Those are JBL tweeters in the seat. And of course we got dash cams. Anybody that ever wonders what this is, that is actually a hold, take a picture, and a keep video for a front and rear dash cam. And the cam is actually in the pocket. It has a screen, but you know, that's that. Okay, we're stopping. We're done. MEtricoil.com, y'all. Come on, get some oil. I promise you, I will guarantee you, if you've never tried AMSOIL in a motorcycle, your clutch after 1,500 miles is going to feel the exact same as when you freshly change the oil. I'll guarantee you, at 3,000 miles, your clutch will still be just as smooth as the day you changed your oil. When I used to use castor oil or other motorcycle oils, or even automotive oil, because I was a cheap guy, just like some of y'all using that Shell Rotella, this never stayed crisp. It just got a worn feel to it, and that was the worst part. All right, so that's it. That's my pitch. MEtricoil.com. Go check it out. They got a lot of other stuff. Miracle Wash, if you're going on a motorcycle show or whatever, you need to keep your bike clean. You're going to a rally. Miracle Wash by AMSOIL. No water needed. Good stuff. Brake fluid. You name it, they got it. Hey, I'll sell it to you. MEtricoil.com, guys, and that is it. We're going to do another video right after this one. Y'all take care. See you next time.